Right here, entrepreneur extravagance. I'm gonna try to bite this one before we even start. I'm gonna let you know something. Maybe in your side of the world you don't deal in pawn shops, never had pawn shops, don't want to do in pawn shops. I'm fine with that. But I was there for a reason. I've dealt with pawn shops for I'd say close to 40 years, and there was only three reasons why I would deal with pawn shops. One is because I specialize in one particular thing because I made money in it. And you know what that was? Left-handed guitars. Now, I owned several music stores in the past, and I've since sold them and got out of it. But there are a few things that I dearly hold on to. One of them is certain drum sets, and the second one is left-handed guitars. And there's a reason why. There was a big calling for it, and there's not a lot of them out there. When I go to a pawn shop, that's one of the things I'm looking for. I'm looking for several things, but they're specific. The second reason why I was usually in the pawn shop is back then I was a single dad and I made money by buying and selling. What I would do is I would go to an auction and I would look for toolboxes. And I would take these toolboxes and I would buy them fairly cheap. And as soon as I bought them, I would take them to the pawn shop and I would do my best to make three times as much as I could. It was very common for me to go buy a $15 toolbox and do my best to get 50 bucks out of it. I do that three or four times a day, and well, I basically had a paycheck, and this was like early 2000s. I did everything I could to clear at least 200 bucks a day. I figured this is the main reason why I like doing DoorDash because it's still another type of hustle. That's all I've ever done was hustle. Yes, I had my W 2s in my life. Believe it or not, I've been a jack of all trades. But most importantly, I felt like God has took me on this little road to use my mind and just try to make money day by day doing the things I like to do best. That was either buy and sell or just be a service to someone else. And this is why, as much as I complain about DoorDash, I still do it because, well, I still get paid at the end of the day. And the funny thing is I still do this stuff. And I use the DoorDash money that I make to keep doing this stuff. Because I'll be honest with you, regular DoorDash pay is okay, and some people can make it. But my lifestyle, nah. But it does give me that money to go out to invest to make the money for where I live and the things I pay for. So yeah, there was a reason why I was in a pawn shop. Now maybe you never went to a pawn shop, but I don't know that many people who actually benefited from them like I did. You see, I got a long list of people who are looking for things. I go to Craigslist, I go to auctions, and I go to pawn shops. And the main reason I made this video is this pawn shop had a new character in there, and it was kind of shady to begin with. I sat there and I watched him deal with two or three other people while waiting for his assistance, and he just rubbed me the wrong way. Now, when he made me this deal, they did convince me to get notifications that lets me know when my payment was due. And the last time I made a payment, I said, I didn't get no notifications. I didn't get jack. I didn't even know when this was due because I was already a day late. And I said, wait a minute, this is on not the 31st, but on the 1st, right? And they're like, yeah, you came in January the 1st. The 3 month, 90-day layaway. So when I walked in on April 1st, it should have been the last day. They sold it 2 weeks before. It wasn't the last day. And the update is, and the excuse I got was, we must have dropped the ticket. Because, see, I had my ticket, so now there was no excuse. There's no excuse for them whatsoever. My deal is, this particular pawn shop, if they can't keep your stuff, trackable, traceable, if they can't stand there and tell you where the stuff is that you basically put in a layaway, I don't need to buy anything else from them. Why would I lose more money because I lost something? That's the update on this one. And yeah, I'm still not going back to that one in particular.